her character development very good, and overall, like, just the way that she does things, and like her overall package that she
The
comes in,
bunny
like.
chick? I mean, sure, I wouldn't mind piping her, but like,
Straight to it. Straight to it.
I mean, I
Yo, what's up, guys? Welcome back to The Flow. Your host is always River, aka The Flow God. With me today, I have Omar.
What's up, guys?
I got it again. Boy. We also have Dylan returning once again,
What's going on, everybody?
aka Mr. Undercooked.
Yes, sir.
Where did you get that from, by the way?
Dude, I literally just popped into my head one day because when I played Xbox a lot and my old gamer tag was Flamesword87, and everybody kept thinking I was this like super famous Halo player, and I was just all right, I'm kind of annoyed with this. And so I need a new game. First one a new name, and then the first one I came up with was Depressed Piglet. Okay. And then I just like thought of Mr. Undercooked out of nowhere. So that's what it is now.
Interesting. Gotcha. Okay.
It's gonna be my handle when I do Twitch.
You're getting into Twitch soon?
Yeah. Once I get a little bit more money to get a video camera.
Sweet. That's dope.
Yes,
Looking
sir.
forward to when you get into that, man. You know?
Yeah.
Gonna have to plug it on the channel, you feel me?
Yes, sir.
Oh yeah. Alright, well, guys, today we're talking about the one and only My Hero Academia Season 5. That shit was it was interesting for sure. I'm ready to get into it. The thing is, like, it started with the joint training arc. Don't know if I really want to talk about that right away, just because that's not really what's on our mind at the moment. So we might have to just get back to that later. However, I did want to bring up that man Mariko floating down that river in the first episode, because that shit was funny. What did y'all think when you saw that?
I thought it was really funny because I forget if like a little bit ago, because I know I saw it in kind of a weird light, like once you brought it back up, because if you think about it, like his quirk was supposed to be like how he can like really swim through ground, but like it had that feeling, and now he's like legitimately like he's just fucking in the water, like acting like he's stranded because he can't do anything.
Yeah.
And so it was, I don't know, it was just kind of interesting to see a post like that.
Oh, you remember when he always used to pop up on Deku like that? Just with his face popping out the ground?
Yes.
Same way. I forgot about that until you mentioned that. That's crazy. That must have been what they were going with that. That's funny.
I wonder.
Same thing.
Man, that's tough. But yeah, basically they just like were going over a recap in the first episode and doing some other shit. Then, we get into some more interesting stuff from there. I did want to... Something from the beginning, I guess we go into now, is about Deku and how he's getting multiple more quirks. Because I think it was the second episode where they started talking about the vestiges of One For All. So what were you guys' thoughts on that? That's something I'm curious about.
I just wanted to figure out who the other people were. Because we already know All Might and his teacher. And those were the only two that we knew for real. Oh, besides the first dude.
Well... So, like, this is the first time that it's like getting into the vestiges, because the first time we ever saw them, or like that Deku saw them, was when he was under like the mind control by Shinzo, and that's what snapped him out of it.
Yeah.
But we obviously know Deku, we know All Might's teacher, but then we know her teacher as well, because if I'm correct, her teacher is the one that had Black Whip. And that's the one that's like popping up for him now. That's the one who like showed up in his dreams.
Okay, so actually her teacher was Gran Torino, I believe.
But did Gran Torino have the One For All?
Yeah. I believe so. Yeah.
Think so?
I'm pretty sure he did.
Hold up. I have Google pulled up.
Do that.
I don't remember them saying that he had All For One. One For All, whatever.
Because All Might was like, he's the sensei of my sensei. So I'm guessing.
So he trained 2 of them. He trained 2 inheritors of One for All, but he never actually had the quirk himself.
I thought so.
okay.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Interesting.
he's a good teacher.
Yeah, definitely.
for sure. Because if I'm correct, the 2 that he's referring to, I think, are All Might and All Might's teacher. So I think
Or
he taught
it's-
both of them.
Or it's his
Deku.
teacher and Deku, yeah.
Yeah.
Because it just seemed like All Might was like cool with him. I don't think he really trained him, but I could be wrong.
True.
I think that like Deku just being able to use multiple quirks, like what the fuck is that nonsense? Like, how they gonna make this man that overpowered? I mean, I know he's the main character, but my goodness, like he already has the most overpowered quirk in the show, and then you gonna give him this? Like, what?
True.
I mean, when you see all the other villains getting buffs and shit, he has to get a buff too.
Yeah.
That's
Because I
true.
think
That's true.
as more villains get more powerful, he'll have more quirks. I think that's kind of the trend we're going to start seeing. Is like as we start to see the villain side of things power up, they'll maintain balance by not like getting more heroes, but just making Deku fucking overpowered as shit.
Damn.
And
this could-
so, like, what was I going to say? Never mind. Go ahead, River.
This made me think, what if this could turn into a Naruto situation then, when basically like in Shippuden, like Naruto and Sasuke were like damn near the only ones who were important, and they just stopped paying attention to side characters. So I feel like it's gonna be hard because they keep increasing their villains' levels like that, similar to what happened in Naruto. Then I feel like it could eventually be like, okay, Deku's only important, maybe Todoroki and Bakugo, and it's like just them 3.
Yeah.
And like damn near like no one else really does shit. So
I mean, we're already starting to see that a little
That's
bit.
true.
Like, it's not like there's hardly any focus on the other characters besides those 3. Like,
Yeah.
if the other characters were like at least a little bit more important, we would have seen like a little bit of their work returning to work studies. But all we saw was Bakugo, Deku, and Todoroki working at
and that
endeavors.
filler episode. Or was that even the work study with
have no idea.
Uraka and Rappi, I
Oh,
think?
yeah. Okay, that I remember that episode, the one where they were overseas. Yeah, okay, I got you. But like besides that, like all the like a lot of the other, there's like so many characters that are from Class 1A that aren't hardly seen at all, unless all of Class 1A is together.
That's true. I mean, there is like the red haired dude. I forget what his name is.
Kirishima.
Yoshima. Yeah, he kinda here and there.
Yeah,
He's tough.
he's
cool.
dude. He's like I like his work a lot.
Yeah.
It's pretty nice, but I also like certain examples like fucking
Oh, and
Tailman.
Lita.
Yeah, Ida.
Lita,
Wow, true. He's Class 1A's president, so that makes sense.
Yeah.
But like, I forget what Tailman's actual name is, but we don't see him for like anything at all, which
I don't know
makes
who the
sense.
fuck that
'Cause
is.
this quirk is kind of lame.
I mean, from a name standpoint, yeah, his quirk is pretty lame. Like just having a tail, like
Yeah, that's his
what?
perk. That's the upside to his character.
Like it don't even stretch either. Just like
It's just one extra limb.
It's strong as shit though.
That's
yeah.
true, but only through intense training.
He's a martial artist, so it'll work
Like,
out.
If he didn't
Yeah.
train, he wouldn't be able to do shit. Like
Yeah.
so, he's basically just like a regular person. Damn near.
Well, do you know how I like to think about it? About your perspectives on the Naruto situation of how it's
Yeah.
like going to be like that. You could think about it how in the future where we don't really know much about the characters, but then later on they'll pop off with some powers,
okay.
and I'm like, oh shit, because you know there's still the Kaminari, the lightning dude,
Oh yeah, the lightning dude. Yeah.
and oh fuck, what's the dude with the shadows?
Ooh.
Not Tsukuyomi. No, that's a fucking ability.
It
Fuck,
starts with a
hold on.
T.
Yeah, that's why I thought it was like a TS.
Fuck.
Hold on, I had it pulled up.
Okay.
Tokiyami.
Tokiyami. Yeah,
Yeah.
He you know he's for sure gonna pop off too. Since his work study was with
Definitely.
Hawks too.
Oh, facts.
True.
Alex is the goat though, for real.
That's why he can fly now. That's the only reason he can fly now. Because
Exactly.
of that work study.
So like just seeing only Bakugo, Deku, and Todoroki with Endeavour with their work study and stuff. We focus on them, but then everyone else trains in the background. Like Ida's gonna pop off too.
Yeah, for sure.
So when you go against the villains, they're like, oh, I wonder who can do this, and all of a sudden, bam, they just do shit easy.
Yeah, that's true.
I do feel like one thing that they're doing is like they're not going deep into these characters, and they just use the training arcs to do that. It seems like I don't know what the mangaka's name is. I can't remember. But like I feel like he's like being a little bit lazy in terms of developing all the characters, just because he's introduced so many characters through the school that it's obviously going to be impossible to delve deep into every single one. Just from a story perspective, like no one really gives a fuck what some of these guys are doing. Like the guy with the tail, no one cares. Like why would he go into him? So it seems like with certain amounts of these characters, he's just going into detail in these training arcs, which is maybe why we're getting them. Even though like I feel like this season's training like thing was actually decent, but other seasons have been boring as shit. So
I think that instead of like especially for side characters, like for the main characters, she's like not really done this, but I think the main focus isn't character development but quirk development for like the side characters. Like it's all about how their quirks are getting stronger, not really about their background or stuff like that too much. So they're getting like some form of development, but not development to where people will be like invested in them as a character. Like
that's fair.
It's just in my opinion, they would just have moments where they're like, "Yo, that move is cool," and then it moves on. Like that's it.
Yeah, I feel like eventually there might be a few more that get more into this into the light. But we'll see.
The one that I think, like now that I caught up, the one that I think is really going to be like big or like have a bigger role soon is Toga, like Blood Girl.
But she's a villain.
Well, I know, but you saw how like
she made her quirks. Yeah,
her quirk is now going to be like a massive thing, in my opinion, because with the ability to use other people's quirks through taking their blood, like that, I think is insane. Because also it showed that she like stores blood away sometimes to use. Like that's how she got Ochaka. She got Araka's ability when she was in that fight. It's because she had a little bit of it stored away. And so, like, and if I'm correct, her mask, like, she literally in that fight as well, she threw out like 4 syringes. So if she has the ability, I wonder if it's the ability to take in that blood at one time. But if she has the ability to like use like the quirks of multiple people at once, because she took all of their blood, like she could get overpowered really quickly.
Thanks. But here's my question that I just thought of. So I remember how who's the copy guy? Fuck.
Twice. Or wait.
No, not him. From the hero course. From class 2.
Momonoka?
Yeah, Mom. How the fuck do you say it?
Monoma?
Monoma, yeah.
There you go.
I remember Deku mentioned that if he had taken Deku's quirk, he might die.
Yeah, because
So do you think it'd be the same thing with Toga then?
Well, I think that's one thing, like, because that's more specific with Deku's quirk because of its nature. So I think, well, if she tried to take Deku's quirk, I don't think her body would be able to handle it. But but that's just like with any copy quirk that works on like in a way to copy other abilities. Like if you tried to do that, if anybody tried to do that with Deku's quirk, it would not work.
Yeah, good point.
But any of the other ones, like she's gonna have a arsenal of different quirks if she like stores blood over time.
Yeah, and just getting into the My Villain Academia arc now, since you are talking about Toga, I feel like twice as well as OP as shit.
Yes.
Oh my god.
Yes.
This man is Naruto, but he doesn't just make clones of himself. He can make clones of anybody. That's ridiculous.
And he had that he called it, I think, I forget if the move was the same name as the episode, but the Sad Man's Parade, where he literally just made like almost infinite copies of himself. Like that was awesome.
That was wild.
Like literally, the streets were overflowing with him, and I was
Literally.
like, "That's awesome,
Like just like tidal wave, just twice, bro.
dude." I know it
Like,
was fantastic.
That episode overall was great. Like
Yeah.
just seeing like everything he went through, like his backstory was really good. I think really well done overall.
Yeah.
And
Without
just
a doubt.
seeing that and then him overcoming it in the way he did to save his friend, basically, that was really cool. And the My Villain Academia arc overall, I know in the manga supposedly was a lot better and really made you feel for them a little more. But I feel like it did still give me that feeling of, okay, these villains are more than just villains. They have more to them.
Yeah, it definitely did its job, dude. Like especially because they in the anime, since like I just watched this stuff for the most part today. I think I had a few episodes that I watched today to
Okay.
like catch up. But like Shigaraki's backstory, they nailed that shit. That was
really
that was
good.
good.
amazing. That was an amazing backstory because it was 2 episodes that were his backstory. The first one was what his name was as a child, and the second one was Shigaraki, like the origin
him
of
becoming himself
that.
now,
Yeah, because he was like 2 different people basically. So because he was like All Might basically rebranded him, and so or not All Might, All for One.
And I find it
yeah.
very interesting as well how how kind of like everything connects, because All Might's mentor was Shigaraki's grandma.
Yeah.
She affected his dad to cause his dad to act like that, to then cause Shigaraki to act like that.
Yep.
Fuck. And then it all came back to fucking All for One getting Shigaraki. Oh my
Dude,
god.
that shit blew my mind when like it popped up that All Might's teacher was his. I was like, it was insane. I get that blew my mind.
Especially since she was probably leaving to probably go fight All for One. So that's what makes it even
That's when she
crazier.
died too.
Yep.
Bro. Yeah, like
They're doing really good with some of the world building and backstory like creation. Or not, I guess not creation, but the backstory like intertwinement, I guess you could say. They're nailing that shit, that's for sure.
Yeah, I agree. I wouldn't necessarily say world building, because I think the world building still could be better in terms of like showing us what's going on throughout the world more. And I get you probably just.
That was my lack of.
Yeah, I got it.
Vocabulary. I was like, that doesn't feel like the right word, so I used intertwined.
No, yeah. I feel like intertwined was good, but I still got what you were saying. But I was just commenting that I feel like if he does decide to go more into the realm of exploring the world more, that could be very interesting, because so many people would have experienced probably different things. Like we saw with like Spinner. We didn't really get to see his backstory. Apparently they showed that in the manga, which I feel like is lame that they didn't show in the anime, but it's kind of stupid. But basically he was cast away. No one liked him, and because of his skin, how he looked.
Yeah.
And he was just like cast away in his like basement or whatever. So I feel like there's probably a lot of people who've experienced things like that, and things have happened like that. And I feel like it'd just be very interesting to see what's going on all throughout the world, especially considering like this is just Japan. So what the fuck is going on in like the US, other countries?
Oh
like,
shit!
We have no idea.
Because isn't All Might from the US?
Supposedly, yeah. I don't know if he came from Japan to the US and then back to Japan. I'm not sure.
Because his moves are named after US states.
He's definitely was in the US for a period of time. I don't know.
His ultimate move is literally United States of Smash.
Yeah, and then the colors too that he like has. Yeah. Like the red, white,
I don't know if he's. So they've definitely referenced America. So there are quirks like outside of Japan.
Yeah, because I know when they were showing like Night Eye's backstory or whatever, they definitely did show that they were in America at one point. I don't know, like I said, I don't know if they're directly from there or if they're from Japan, went there, came back. I don't know. I don't know how that worked. So maybe they'll actually go into that at some point, which may show us that. But I don't know. I feel like it's a very interesting concept to see, just because we have no real idea of like what's going on. Because we see all these villains here too. Like, what there other villains that they're gonna have to deal with in the future? Very interesting question to see.
Are there gonna be like the question that just popped into my head from that is like, there's like, because these major like situations are happening in Japan. Like, do they have other hero branches across the world to take care
True.
of major situations like worldwide? Like it's stuff like that that'll just like pop in my head after you say something.
Yeah, definitely. Omar, did you have any thoughts on that too?
It would be cool if they had an arc that showed the different countries of their heroes.
That would be a great idea, actually. I don't know. The only thing with that is I feel like I don't know if he'd ever do that just because it might not be very popular. I don't know. Like it'd be a very good idea, but just
Could
from
be
a
like a
popularity
filler arc.
standpoint. Yeah. Like it'd be better than some of the filler that's been in there already. So
Yeah.
like that one episode, like what the fuck was that? Like what are we doing? Like with the Uraka and
It was a
Robbie and all
beach
that shit.
episode.
It was lame to me. Especially
Like,
considering I heard that like that episode, like so My Villain Academia in the manga, like it should have taken like more like 8 episodes or 9 episodes in the anime, but they chopped it down like 6 for some strange reason. And like they put a filler episode in instead of just making one more episode of My, like they had material to do it.
Yeah, I thought
So
that was
why are
very
they?
Yeah.
stupid.
Doesn't make sense. And I know one thing they left out. I feel like you guys might be interested in is like in the first beginning of the villain arc, they show like there's apparently like a racist faction, I guess you could say, in terms of like they dislike like the metas who have like like Spinner, for example. Like they look different. They don't have regular like human features. They look like an animal or
Yeah.
whatever. So apparently they're going against that, and they were trying to like attack the villain
The
group,
resistance.
specifically Spinner. They wanted to like kill Spinner, and like they basically like fucked off him up and killed all of them because they weren't fucking with that shit. And like I feel like that's something they left out. And apparently Spinner was like the focus of that like little mini part of it. So I completely excluded that. But I have no idea why.
Man, I don't really remember that. I only remember the villain league and resistance. I don't remember the racists.
No, yeah, I'm saying they left that out. Like that was in the manga, but
Oh
they didn't
shit!
put it in the anime.
Okay,
Yeah.
they're pretty retarded for that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No. What the fuck?
Maybe they wanted to avoid that type of topic. Who knows?
Possibly. Apparently, like showing villains as like more human. Apparently, people don't really like that in Japan for some. It's something I heard. So
It relates too much to them, maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know.
That would be scary.
No,
But
yeah, really.
brain tube going away. Oh, that kind of brings me back to thinking about like the Liberation Army, because they're like all focused on like basically what their name is, like liberating like all metas and stuff like that, so like they can use their quirks like freely and everything, not be oppressed. And I feel like that would be a fantastic backstory to tie into that, because like that would like
Absolutely.
a connection to the, now I guess, the paranormal whatever. I forget what they rebranded it as. But that would give like a viable connection to that group to like and show empathy towards that group.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. And like, especially now, like how the League of Villains has taken them over, like they've joined together and all that.
Yeah.
I would just tie into it more. Yeah, like it's interesting for me, like how they made that group, because there's a lot of fucking people in that group. Like, how are they able to accomplish that? I mean, I don't know. It just they haven't shown that like at all. So going into that more could be interesting because they haven't really shown people who have had those struggles besides the villains. That's really it. Like fuck, what was their name again? I forgot already. The League of Villains. Like that's the only people they've really shown that have had these issues.
Yeah.
There hasn't been a lot of other people.
Yeah. Omar, any thoughts?
Quiet.
Man, I'm trying to think. Like, didn't they show Destro's background?
A little bit. Yeah, they
Yeah,
touched
because of
on
his
it.
dad.
Yeah,
Dad wrote
him and
that
his
book and
dad.
shit.
And then,
Like you know the book that
Redestro then.
the book that Hawks had. It's that
Yeah.
same book.
yeah.
I wasn't sure if you guys realized that or not.
Oh yeah,
About what?
yeah. The
The
book
book?
that Redestro's father, I guess there's Destro and there's Redestro, but the book that the OG Destro wrote is the one that Hawks would like gave to Endeavor with
Yeah.
like the code and stuff like that.
Oh yeah, I know that.
Yeah.
River thought I was slow or something.
No,
I was about to say they look the exact same.
it's just sometimes you miss shit. So, like not you in particular, just people
Especially
in general.
Omar.
Like,
Especially
okay.
Omar. What are you talking
Yeah,
about?
especially Omar.
Man, chill out, guys. Chill out. It's hard. It's hard for me. Okay.
Full disrespect meant.
Yeah, Timmy's not here. Someone's got to take the blunt of it.
True. True.
Damn. Just damn.
Okay. Okay. It's okay.
We'll be all right.
Although I feel like if you showed the background of the other people's arc from the Liberation Army or whatnot, I feel like it wouldn't be as interesting because we barely knew them in the beginning. So I feel like it wouldn't be as interesting as the League of Villain one.
That's true. Because we've been with them this whole time. So,
Yeah.
agreed. Man, but where do y'all think this is going? Like forward, bro. Like this is getting crazy.
A fucking war, like they said
Dude.
it was.
Yeah,
True,
it's
true.
gonna be like full on because now that cause the League of Villains was so small, and now they have a full army with Shigaraki at the
Bro.
head of everything. So like that, he's getting buffed.
Bro,
So,
Shigaraki's gonna legit be different.
He's gonna
bro.
be insane. Like it's gonna be crazy. And on top of that, like so you got that insane power buff that's happening on the villain side, and Deku's sitting over here getting ready to learn how to fucking fly, as well as having all the other
Ridiculous.
abilities. Like imagine because whenever Deku created shoot style to be able to use his quirk more effectively across his whole body and like actually use his legs to fight as well. Imagine how effective shoot style is going to be now once he learns how to use float effectively. Like once he learns how to fly, he won't have to worry about like hitting the ground anymore. He can just stay in the air and use like the full abilities of one for
Facts.
He could slingshot himself with the Black Whip.
Yeah.
Bro.
That'd be tough. He's the extra speed.
Yeah, he's going to be insane.
Like
He's going to get really good really quick.
I hope he and Shigaraki have to fight at some point, but that fight's gonna be ridiculous.
Yeah, you got to
I'm really
wonder how
excited
that's
for
going to
that.
turn out.
My goodness.
I feel like it has to be better than the All Might and One for All fight. Like it's gotta be. That fight was slightly underwhelming, to be honest.
Oh no, yeah, for sure. I thought it was going to be much bigger. I thought, in my opinion, I thought the Deku and Ari fight versus Overhaul was more eventful than All Might versus All for One.
Oh, that's an interesting one. Hmm.
Well, I like both
That's
of
just
them, so.
personally. That's just personally.
Yeah. What is what's you guys' favorite fight from the show? Like so far.
Ooh, okay. Two
That's
pop into
a tough
mind.
one.
Two pop into mind for me. First one that
Okay.
pops into mind is the OG Deku versus Todoroki when they were when Todoroki used his flames for the first time.
That's a
That
good
was
one.
I loved that fight. And then the end of last season, the Endeavor versus Nomu fight.
Yeah.
All Might versus Nomu. Oh my god.
Oh yeah, they were throwing hands.
That shit was dope as shit.
That was cool to watch. I'll give it that.
Well, I think both Nomu fights reached the top.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Facts.
Oh
Because
my
like
goodness.
seeing Endeavor have to use what was the ability that like the
Ooh.
crazy insane like
Like
Heat
health
ability.
flame, something burn, I think. Actually.
yeah, but
Oh.
yeah, to see him use that move was
Prominence burn.
awesome.
That's what it was.
Yeah, Prominence burn.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
what it was.
yeah,
That's what it
right,
was.
That's right.
Yeah, seeing him use that was amazing.
Crazy.
It
That was
was
actually
amazing.
so good.
That boy said, I never really say this, but he said, Plus Ultra at the end. I was like, oh fuck.
Yes, dude, that was one of my favorite little bits of that fight was when he said plus ultra. And I was like, oh,
Absolutely.
he's taking. That's how you know that was kind of the little sign that he took up the mantle as #1 hero,
Oh
Yeah.
my goodness! I just got away with goosebumps, guys.
dude.
Man, facts.
That now you understand why that's like top 2 fights for me.
No, literally, like when I was watching that, like I almost had like a tear come down just from like the amount of
Dude,
like,
yeah. Because
especially at the
the
end, where,
one character who was like everybody was getting mad at Endeavor or something like that, and they were all and he was like, he's fighting for his life. He's sat like the one guy who was like the first like supporter of Endeavor,
oh
kind
yeah,
of, and it was
bro, I
he
was
started getting
shook.
on the news and stuff like that. Oh, dude, that was
And then like when you saw Todoroki like on his when he like
yeah,
bent over and shit, and then like the
yep,
family, you saw them. That shit was
yep,
cool. That was really cool.
yeah, love that
Bro, I had goosebumps the whole episode. And you know you guys are bringing goosebumps back.
one.
Man. And then
I have to
Hawks was in
rewatch
there
it.
too.
Right now.
Hawks has been working.
Oh my
Dude.
god, Hawks is a goat for all the shit
Literally.
he's doing right now.
Man's a
Bro.
double
Okay.
agent, dude.
I do want to talk about Hawks before we go into that. I wanted to talk about like my favorite fight. I feel like those episodes in the first part of season 4, like towards the end, like where you had Kirishima, right? The hardening guy.
Hard
Yeah.
guy.
Where his fight was gas.
Oh
And then
yeah,
it was like
definitely
back to
was.
back. Then you had like
My
Mirio and then Deku, bro. And I was like, oh my god, like all the
Bro,
fights were just gas
Muriel
back
went
to back
off
to
against
back.
Overhaul.
Going crazy.
Oh my, he was whooping his ass.
Like I remember that very well. That was really one of my favorites. I really liked that. But in terms of besides that, like you guys said, probably those same fights. I can't really think. I know Deku versus Gentle was pretty good from season 4 as well.
Dude, I was not a big fan of the Gentle Criminal arc. I did not like it, honestly. Like
I like the fight at the end.
the fight was okay. Like it wasn't anything that like stood out to me a lot because
Yeah.
I just did not like it. It was in my opinion, I was like when you're watching that, like that arc is just after like some really intense heated moments and stuff like that. And then that
It's like a
arc is
slower
just
arc. I know what you mean.
Yeah.
It's like a slower arc till it gets back up again.
yeah, and
True.
I was very underwhelmed with that arc. That's actually where I started to fall off watching My Hero, and I got into another anime. And then I started watching it again, pushed through that arc, and everything started to get good again.
Yeah.
But yeah.
That would be
Gotcha.
dope. What if Muriel got his powers back before the war? I feel
Bro,
like
I feel like he might have to, bro. Ooh, Deku versus Muscular as well. That was a good one.
Oh, for sure.
Oh yeah. Everybody
like
everybody was like my friend who I've been like talked to about anime quite a bit. He was talking because he thinks that fight actually kind of like broke the meaning of One for All, since Deku goes like either I forget if it was 1,000 or 1,000,000%,
It's 1
and
million.
yeah, like that just like completely breaks the idea of One for All, because if he like especially at that point in time, 'cause at that point in time he could barely do 100%. More
Yeah.
like 1,000,000% would have killed him, but it didn't. And so like my friend and I talked about that a little bit, and how that fight kind of just like broke the meaning behind One for All, or broke the like I guess restrictions for it.
Yeah.
I think they explained somewhere during that season about how that 1 million% was actually something else. Like it wasn't like 1 million% of that power, because he would most definitely exploded
True.
from all that.
Yeah, spontaneous combustion.
Yeah, but you would like it was like between the 1 to 100% actually. I think the 1 million% was like close to the higher end of close to 100%. Because
Gosh.
like he has his own limits, but then like when he has like if he had the same shit that All Might you would usually do, like it would like it's a different rating through that system.
Yeah,
The way for it is.
That makes sense.
I mean, yeah, that, I get that now.
Also, the Stain fight was cool too.
I
Stain,
like Stain as a
dope.
character.
Yeah.
Stain was a really good character. The concept behind why he was doing what he was doing was fantastic.
Definitely. Um,
Ooh, do you know who would be a do you think who's gonna pop off?
cool.
Shinso.
And so
Dude, I
yeah,
was literally
bro.
thinking him, but I didn't want to bring him up until because River said he wanted to talk about Hawks. But I was sitting there and I was like, shit. I was
But I
thinking
was
about
thinking of it
that.
like 20 minutes. I was thinking for like 20 minutes now. I'm like,
I
what
was
should I
talking
bring
about
this
him
dude
now.
up? Because I know for a fact this dude's been training to be a hero now since he got out of
Yeah,
the other departments. He's like,
Yeah,
I'm gonna try, and then he popped off during
joint
the,
training arc.
the joint training arc. Like he played on both sides of the team. He's gonna be just like Aizawa.
bro. He could be a
Yeah,
better version
except yeah, dude, Shinzo's gonna be better than Aizawa because he's gonna be able to fuck with the League of Villains so much using that voice changer. Like that's
Exact.
gonna
Oh,
be like that. When he got that like gadget upgrade, it made his quirk so much more powerful. Like that
True.
one gadget changed the game for him.
The
precisely. And
only the only thing is that like once people know what he can do, it gives him a much more weak. Because Aizawa doesn't matter. Like if you know what Aizawa can do, like, you can't avoid it. It's like if he
Yeah.
sees you, you're done for. But with Jinso, you do have to respond to him, so you could avoid it.
Well,
Granted,
even that.
The
That's
voice
the
thing makes it a lot harder, but
Yeah, but even on top of that, like when his quirk is revealed, and even with the gadget, like one of the things that was pointed out during the joint training arc is that it completely like annihilates communication between teammates because they have no
facts.
trust in like responding since they don't know if it's him or not. And so like that's the one like even if people figure out what his quirk what is, it's still like their knowledge of what his quirk is still limits their ability. Like that's the big thing behind his quirk.
Because he can't control who it affects, so
Yeah.
And plus,
that's
you can
tough.
also think about how during the heat of the battle, they would probably forget about it for a second and say something,
Yep. Yeah,
and
I know.
then it just pops right back in.
Yep. So I do think like
Literally.
even though like if somebody were to find out what his quirk was, like I can understand how like it can shut it down pretty quickly, but also to shut that quirk down, you have to sacrifice your communication between your team. And so I think that's a massive like trade-off.
Definitely. Like it's gonna be very interesting to see like if they in this war. I would assume that he's gonna have to fight, obviously, because they're gonna need his
Yeah.
abilities. Because look, like another interesting thing was the fact that they had to train these kids to be able to fight in this oncoming war
For real,
because
like
they don't have enough heroes.
That's
Yeah.
crazy to me.
Yeah,
Like,
I know.
like most of the like some of the heroes went to the resistance even beforehand, and like they
That's
don't have enough heroes
true.
now. I'm like, what the fuck?
Like,
Like,
bro, there's gonna have to be some heroes that we already know who just are in the resistance, bro.
I'll be so mad if they put some people that are cool, bro. I'm like, what the fuck?
Ooh, one dude. Okay, one like like weird little thing. It might be a slight tangent that just like popped into my head because it was like really briefly showed. But remember how Bakugo said he was not going to reveal because Bakugo knows what his superhero name is going to be now. He said
Yeah,
he
he
wouldn't
wants.
reveal it
Oh my
until
god.
he sees Best Jeanist. And then like I think it was the last episode I watched, the one right before that, but it showed Hawks with Best Jeanist in like one of the bags.
Yeah.
In like a
Oh
body
my
bag.
god.
So I wonder, I don't know if he's dead or unconscious or something, but Dobby was like, this means that you killed somebody. So if Best Jeanist
Oh,
is dead, you got to wonder how that's going to affect Bakugo.
that's fact. That's actually a
I'll
very
tell you though,
interesting
right
point.
now, Bakugo is gonna be so heated. He's gonna have a
Dude,
new move
he's
for
going to
thing is-
fucking
sure.
absolutely blow shit up, like more
He's
than he
gonna
usually does.
he's gonna destroy a city with one go. Like
Dude,
I
yeah.
guarantee you.
Like,
This is why I had to say Bakugo is probably my favorite character in that show. He's just so good. He's so cool, man. Yeah, I think so, man.
yeah, I've heard that from other people as well. Honestly, I don't really know who my favorite character is. No one really like Bakugo is definitely a good one. Like, I don't know. There's not a lot of people who really stick out. It's
Yeah.
like, I don't know. Most of the characters are kind of mid, to be honest.
Yeah. I like them. I wouldn't say he's my favorite. I'm kind of on the same page as you. Like, I don't have like one that I'm just like, yes. But the only one that I could think like might make it close to there is Todoroki. He's like the only one that I'm like, wow. Like, I don't know. Even then, he's
Honestly,
not like my favorite. He's just like I like him as a character, and I like his quirk.
mine might be Shigaraki, actually.
Yeah,
Now I think
that's
about
what
it.
that's what one of my friends said as well. Actually,
Like after that last part of the season,
and
oh,
just
man,
with this
bro.
with the suspense or just the anticipation. God, I cannot think today. I still have a headache. With the anticipation
Okay.
of what he's gonna be like after this upgrade, like I am extremely excited to
Like
see
he
him.
became such a more interesting character too. Like after figuring out his backstory and like how he was able to overcome, I guess, what he's been going through in a way. Like
Yeah,
he's
he
gonna be
doesn't need
so
the hands
interesting moving
anymore.
forward. Yeah, that too. Sheesh.
All
Yeah,
for the sake of destruction.
yep.
That's all he wants, man. He just wants to destroy everything. You guys
One
can
of the
do whatever you want.
one of the cool details I saw is that his hair is white now. It was blue, but now it's like, and when
Yeah, it's clear white now.
the second I saw that reminded me of Tokyo Ghoul, and I was
Yeah,
like,
Tokyo.
I was
oh,
about the same thing.
oh, because that was the sign that Kaneki got like absolutely cracked, was when his hair went white. And so I don't know if that was like supposed to be their little reference to be like his
Has
hair's
to.
white, he's cracked as hell now. Like
There's no way bro would have done that and not thought about Tokyo Ghoul. Like
I
how can you
know,
not?
I know. It's like Tokyo Ghoul's staple. But like I'm super excited because that one quote that he remembered from All for One, where it was like, or no, it was the scientist, I think, where it's like, if you can feel joy and like he was like, if you could feel joy and hatred, you are truly free. I forget exactly what the quote was, but like that's when Redestro stopped. He was like, this guy is like, he is liberation. Like, was
Word.
crazy because he was like, he feels like joy and hatred, and because of that he's not chained down.
Yeah,
And
he's
I was
free.
just, yeah, it was super dope. I thought that was cool.
Definitely. Man. Just to see him lead that whole army moving forward is gonna be
Yeah,
interesting.
and now since he has control over Makia, dude, the
Yeah.
big beast boy,
Oh,
that All for
facts.
One. Yeah,
Bro,
now
when
because he has control over him now.
when it was showing like everyone like sitting there about to listen to the speech or whatever, and you just see Makia just sitting there,
Bro, he's
Yeah,
so good, he's
big
huge.
ass.
and everybody has a little bit of a like span around him, but they're just like, I don't want to be next to this guy.
No, yeah.
I mean, who would? Shit.
True,
Oh
but
yeah,
yeah, I
and going
thought
back
he
to
was a
the
cool touch.
yeah, definitely that was dope. I feel that's another thing they went into a little more in the manga, so you know.
Remember, Makia was
Sad.
crying, bro.
What?
He was crying when he saw him beat Destro.
Oh yeah,
He's
yeah,
like,
yeah.
oh, this is the successor for sure.
I just want to bring back up again what you said about Genius. That didn't click for me because I'm pretty sure they showed Hawks giving that bag to Dobby. Like, what was that? Like the last episode they showed that?
I think so.
Yeah, and it didn't click with me because it's been a little while in between them for me, as
Yeah,
opposed to you. I guess have been closer, but
it was really long since Bakugo had mentioned his hero name and that he'd
yeah,
only say it to Genus. And if you didn't really remember that, then it would be hard to make the connection. But
I remember that the split second. I was like, oh man, that's Gene. I know for sure he's dead too. So I was just like, oh fuck.
yeah,
now why would he have
unless
killed him?
somehow he's not, unless it's like a body double or some quirk that's able to do that. But
Yeah,
if he's actually dead, like if Genus is actually dead, Bakugo is gonna blow shit up.
actually, if Hawks let Genius in on the plan, that could be why Genius hasn't been seen because he has to hide. So Dobby thinks that he killed Genius.
But that's the ideal situation. What we all want to hear.
Yeah,
I don't know, man. I just can't see Hawks. Like, I guess let's go into Hawks now, but I can't really see him doing that. Just the type of character he is. Matter of fact, Hawks might be my favorite character. I ain't gonna lie.
really.
Hawks, yeah.
Hmm.
I don't know.
I can understand that he's
There are
built
some
like
better
a
characters than I thought.
I can see how Hawks is like, because I really like Hawk's quirk, because one, it obviously makes him fly really easy, but like the way he's able to control those feathers is insane.
And he's not super OP either.
Yeah, no, he's not, but he's OP enough to where you're like, damn, he's cool. Like he can do some cool shit.
Yeah, and his personality is dope too, especially
Yeah.
playing that double agent role, or maybe like quadruple agent. We don't know. Like,
That'd be insane, dude.
I don't know, bro. Like, I feel like he's good now, especially since we hear like his internal dialogue going on. So it's hard for me to think like, okay, well, he's saying these things, so you would think that he's still leaning towards the hero side. But there was definitely a time this season where I was wondering, like, huh, this guy could really be evil. Like,
Yeah,
I was
for
really
sure.
thinking.
I was
Oh,
thinking
no.
the same thing.
Yeah.
Oh fuck!
I think we all
way
had that
Hawks went over
moment.
there. Could you imagine if Hawks was like this whole time he was trying to get Endeavour to join him?
Yeah, dude, that'd be scary.
I would not know what to do with that.
Man. Y'all want to talk about the end of our arc now? We didn't really go into that.
You talking about like
His family.
Yeah, and then like I guess we could talk about how they developed.
yeah,
Bakugo,
or and
Todoroki,
because
Deku.
we can also because like he's starting the healing process basically.
True.
And because he wants them, like he actually is trying to make them into a family again and like bring
Yeah.
it back to where their mother can live with them. Because right now she's still in like is it like a psych ward that she's in?
Yeah.
Basically, I think so.
Yeah,
Mhm.
but that'd be a cool that's I'm wondering if there's going to be some moment that brings all of like one specific event that brings all of them back together.
I feel like that's probably what it's leading towards. Like honestly, I don't know. This might be a thing that just popped into my head as like a prediction. Endeavour might die, low key. I could see that happening.
I like.
I
I don't know if I feel like that could happen. Like I could understand how it would affect stuff, but I don't see it happening just because he just got the #1 hero role and he's like just starting like to try and become part of his family again.
But that's what
And
makes
so
it so much more tragic.
I know, but that's my hero's not really like that.
It was already tragic enough when he said he was gonna get them a house and he would be living by himself. I was like, oh fuck.
Yeah.
Yep.
Like it's getting darker though, bro. Like that My Villain arc was like a change in the tone. That's why for manga readers as well. Like that arc basically changes it to a lot darker. So like moving forward, we're gonna get into more darker stuff. Like obviously, war is going to be dark. So
you just think people are gonna die left and right then?
I don't know about left and right. I mean, this is an Attack on Titan we're talking about. Yeah, gee.
We got the same shit. Oh,
bro.
Oh man.
Fucking Attack on Titan, bro.
I swear to you.
Bro, I wonder who's gonna die this season. Fuck.
Let's not get to that now.
This season to come out.
Yeah, fuck.
January, man.
From what I've heard, like from people who've read the manga and this is about My Hero, but people who've read the manga and just other like teasers that I've seen, like Deku is apparently like way more intimidating than the manga.
Oh yeah, sure. I've also heard that. Like he has like
apparently he gets a lot better.
His costume's weird and has like covered up with something.
It's like yeah, it's different. That's why like I'm tempted to read the manga, but the first manga I'm gonna read is gonna be Tokyo Ghoul, just so I can actually read it and see what it's like, since the anime does not do it justice. But
that's what I actually started reading Tokyo Ghoul, so I'm with you on that boat.
But it was a cool like thing to hear that Deku isn't the Deku we see in the anime and the manga.
Yeah, it's gonna be very interesting to see them moving forward. And apparently they've are like in a arc with like that's focusing on Deku now. Like apparently the war is over and shit in the manga, so like they're pretty far ahead.
Gotcha.
So.
I mean, you would hope so.
True. But like, they have no excuse for fillers then. Like, why the fuck are they putting these fillers in? Like, what are they doing?
Because they just hate us, okay? They really hate us with that shit. Like, When people put fillers and they have plenty of shit to do, it's just ridiculous to me.
Yeah, word.
Was gentle criminal canon, or was that
Yes.
filler?
Yeah, it was canon. I believe, yes.
Wow, that surprises me. That like when
'Cause
I
I
watched that
remember-
arc, it did not hang with the other ones that I've seen.
Yeah. Because people were saying that like they were looking forward to like the gentle fight. Maybe it was better than the mangas. I don't know.
Maybe.
Like it was somewhat interesting, but I can see how the concept could be done better than it was. So
Yeah.
Well, he likes
I
his
mean-
tea, so
yeah. I mean, people usually say the
Definitely
mangas are
I
better.
definitely thought his quirk was cool. How he could because he could make things bendy, but then it showed to where he could actually make the air like buoyant. Like he literally just like took air molecules and made them into stuff he could bounce off of, which was really cool. So
Yeah, definitely. I agree. What was I gonna say? I had something in
oh
mind.
shit, just fell.
Oh,
This rolly chair is not the greatest.
got you.
I literally leaned
The
back.
chair fell, or like?
No, like I literally leaned back and almost fell over.
Oh shit! I ain't gonna lie. That's happened to me a couple times. Like I remember, like I was in the chair I'm in now, and I was like leaning back, and I just like busted my ass.
Dude, this has happened so many times. Like I think I've only fallen over once though, because it like starts to fall back really slowly, and I just panic.
Oh yeah,
But I always survive.
man. What was I gonna say? Fuck. Oh, apparently like part of it was because of the movie that they added that filler shit in. So, which is kind of lame because I feel like I don't really give a fuck about the movies. I don't know if that's just me.
Yeah. I tend to not watch a lot of like anime movies that are like from like animes that are shows. Like if I'm watching a show, I'll just stick to the show. Like Neon Genesis, that's an anime where I was just like, I don't really like. I haven't watched the movie yet, even though I really need to. But I don't know.
Yeah, apparently the movies go crazy.
Yeah,
I've heard
for My Hero.
for Evangelion.
Oh yeah, no, that's because it's supposedly a complete like it's the movies are basically different endings to what actually happened.
Like apparently they just came out with like the end, like the like
Yeah.
final movie.
Yeah, but yeah,
I know people were saying that it was really good.
We'll have to. Have you guys seen that anime?
I have not. It's definitely on my watch
Evangelion?
list though. To watch
Yeah.
soon.
You guys,
Nah, I
if you
haven't
guys
either.
watch that could be a whole podcast episode. I promise you. You
All
guys
right,
need
bro,
to
I'm
watch
with it.
that shit.
I'm down for
But-
that.
I heard the dude was weird, so that's why I was holding off on it.
Well, no, it's like it's weird in a sense that like because it's that like late '90s like anime because that's when the anime was made. But it's like the last like 6 episodes of the show of the series is like basically like breaks down the human psyche, which is wild, but it's insane.
All right.
But yeah, back to My Hero.
Nah, man. I'm so like low key. You've been keeping us on topic because me and Omar like try to get off topic or some shit, and then you just like bring it back. So
Because that
maybe you
when
need
we
to
were
be
just
the
talking
host.
about the My Hero. No, I can't handle that. I can't handle that. No, sir.
Bro, it's really a trademark of the flow to get off topic, bro. So
Dude, I know. Because that's fantastic. No, literally. We're talking about My Hero all the way to Evangelion movies. 2 very different types of shows.
bro, Omar, I'll tell you, bro. Sometimes we don't even be talking about anime, like literally.
For real, like what the shit?
That's like Timmy bringing up the food on the last episode that we talked. That was the first thing on the episode. Was him talking about takoyaki. I don't know.
Hey,
Whatever
it's
it was
related
called.
to anime though.
That's true. That's true.
Shout out
true.
to me.
Shout out Timmy. We're talking about food.
He's at work. That's why he's not with us. Lame.
Lame?
Fucking work.
Lame-o, bro.
I know, right? Should have just missed work.
Exactly.
Yeah. Bro, what I did?
Cash.
What?
True. Omar said he's got to get that cash.
Oh yeah, I gotta get the bag. Actually, matter of fact, I think I was just realizing who my actual favorite character is. I think I might have mentioned this before.
You've named 2 or 3 already, man. Just choose one.
I think he settled on Shigaraki first.
Nah, bro,
But
this
now I
the
want to hear
one.
this.
This is the one. And apparently we get into them more, like, moving forward a little bit. Like, apparently there's a few more scenes with them, so I'm looking forward to that. See, Mariko, you know, that's my favorite character. Definitely.
I gotta find who that is. 'Cause I'm blanking.
She's the like girl that with the bunny ability. Like she has that like bunny costume.
No, you did not.
Do you know what I'm talking about?
I remember because she's part of that one like trifecta group, right? No.
Nah, she's like the 3rd ranked hero. Not the 3rd. Is she the 3rd? She's top 10.
You said Mariko?
Yeah, Mariko. Yeah. Yeah, man. I must say, bro. He's just great as a character. Like overall, like everything she has to offer. Like
her?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's definitely
Like all of her different character traits that she has, you know, like the development, all of that
definitely, absolutely. Her character
together.
Development is through the roof, dude.
All of her assets that she has. Her quirk.
Oh my god, Omar, are you looking it up right now?
I don't know. I think he had to leave us for a second, I guess.
Oh yeah, sure. He's muted it, Devin. But dude, how the fuck? Oh my gosh.
She's a goat for sure.
What a fantastic character. She needs more screen time.
Literally.
Give us a few more episodes of just her.
At least like a whole arc, bro. Just dedicated.
Yeah, bro. Whole arc.
Like, I don't know, bro. I feel like she'd be like really good and like if there was like a villain like on a beach or something where they had to like I don't know,
like when
swimming.
Fucking during the Froppy and Uraka arc when they all played on the beach because they were like told to enjoy like their talking about that shit.
Good opportunity. They saw the bag.
Damn it. They could have made so much money.
I know.
It's just My Hero viewers, like the My Hero watchership completely spikes.
They said this random filler episode.
It's like, damn, this one episode's doing really good.
Hey, bro, every anime has a beach episode.
We were talking about it. Did you hear what we were talking about?
Omar, are you with us?
He's muted. He unmuted and undeafened, but I guess he's still not here yet.
Damn it, Omar.
It's okay. He's missing out on a really good conversation full of quality content.
I know, bro. This is what you subscribe for, guys. Make sure to subscribe for more quality content.
Make sure to subscribe for Mariko.
Subscribe if you like Mariko.
Oh my god.
Her great character development.
Yep. Fantastic character. Needs more screen time.
Literally. Shit, man. What else did we miss from this season? I feel like there's a few things. We didn't really talk about the vestiges in that much detail. Because I feel like that's another very
true. That was they did give a little bit of backstory starting on that because they started with like how One for All, like I think here he goes. I think they definitely like started to get into it in a way that I'm excited. Like when they showed how One for All actually started, because I was actually really surprised that One for All was given by All for One. Like I thought it would be like a balance kind of thing where it was like a quirk that manifested to keep balance, but it was literally just All for One messing up and like not playing the cards out in his head before he gave his brother that quirk, and now he's got a OP child trying to take him out.
Yeah, and it's been like generations.
Yeah,
like,
dude,
pretty crazy. And have they gone into how One for All is immortal? Because I feel like he probably should have died by now.
Well, I wonder if it's just because he's been taking in all the quirks.
Possibly.
And he's like, Because especially from the way he looks, it looks like he's almost like sacrificed his humanity.
Yeah, like, do you think he could still just be normally alive? Like, how long has it been since this shit happened? Started.
It looks like, from the looks of it, it's been at least like 20 years per
Vestige
one for all.
user?
Yeah, 20 years. They all looked at least to be like 20. Like at their oldest age, they had to at least be 20. There's what I think.
Well,
Deku's the 8th.
or yeah, I think so. But also, though, they could have just been given the quirk later. So we don't really know how long they've each had the actual quirk.
Oh, true. They may not all have gotten it when they were children. That makes sense. I got that now. I see the error in the logic.
Omar, you here? Man, still not here.
Man is working on the technical difficulties.
It is what it is. But...
he literally undeafened, unmuted, then he left, came back, still not working.
All right, man. I think. All right, so we'll go into this. Dylan, what was your favorite part from this season?
Favorite part from this season? It's stuck between two, honestly. So one is mainly because I think it's so fresh in my mind is my Villain Academia.
Bro,
I loved that. I loved seeing all the villains develop their quirks, because from what like all we've seen is like the class 1A characters get like super overpowered over and over and over again, and it's like we just keep seeing the heroes improve. And I thought it was like once you mentioned to me that there was a My Villain Academia arc that I had not seen yet, and when I watched that, and I was like so happy with what I saw, because I thought it was just going to be an arc where it just like focused on the villains. I didn't know the villains were all going to get overpowered as well, so I was super hype about that.
Thanks.
Loved that arc, and the other arc that I would have to debate between two, because I know you said you didn't like it that much, but I actually liked the joint training arc, because I loved seeing Shinzo for the first time in action. I was really excited to see how his quirk would work, and like with others, and just how all the other ones had like, because that's basically what started off the season, if I'm correct. It was like the earlier part of the season was the training arc.
Just to confirm, it's not that I didn't like it, I enjoyed it. It wasn't the best arc ever.
Yeah. No, that's why, like, if I literally had to come down to one arc, it would be My Villain. But for me, like the My Villain and the joint training, both like.
All right, so what specific moment? Like
specific
not just
moment.
like not an arc, like a specific moment that happened.
Hard. It's really hard.
I know I'm putting you on the spot.
I would have to say, like, since they did such a fantastic job closing out this season, when Shigaraki like dropped, like when he didn't need the hands anymore, and when like the build up to it was perfect too, because he is it Skinner was his name? He saw
Spinner,
Shigaraki, he saw Shigaraki like touch one human, like one of the heroes, the Liberation Army people, and like all of the Liberation Army guys that were like touching him all died. He was like, yo, did I just see him like disintegrate people that he didn't touch? And so that I was like, yo, whoa, that's actually starting to get really cool. And then he popped off in the Redestro fight, dude.
Literally.
So I loved that moment. I loved that.
Hello?
Hello?
We hear you, big boy.
Alright, cool. Man, that shit was sucked ass. What'd I miss?
A lot.
I got
everything.
That now.
Okay, well, first
Did you
thing
hear
you
anything?
Missed... Okay. So Omar, one of the things we were talking about was my actual favorite character, Mariko. You know, yeah, it's great.
I forgot that's where he left off.
Hold on, who the fuck was that?
Look it up, and it'll answer your question. Look it up, and it'll answer your question. M-I-R-K-O.
I must say, for her character development, very good, and overall, like, just the way that she does things, and like her overall package that she
The
comes
bunny
in, like,
chick? I mean, sure, I wouldn't mind piping her, but like,
Straight to it. Straight to it.
I mean, I just gotta keep it straight with y'all. I don't mind piping her, but like, her favorite.
I would not cap.
She got like 5 minutes of screen time, River. What the fuck?
That's the joke, brother man.
it went right over his head.
Cause I had to look her up. I didn't know who River was talking about. I was like, who the fuck are you talking about, dude? And I looked it up. I was like, I understand now.
Well, yeah, River's type is.
Without
Hey,
a
man,
doubt.
what can I say?
Do you know who agree with you 100%?
What?
You know who agree with you 100%?
Yeah, I knew you would, Omar.
Yusuf would too.
My
Bro,
God.
her and Yoruichi from Bleach, bro. Anyways.
Sigh of admiration. It's a completely different sounding sigh. You just hear the thoughts going through River's head.
I was telling you, Omar, when in that episode, the filler episode, when they were at the beach, I was saying they really missed a great opportunity with that.
You're not lying. They really did right there.
You're not lying.
Like, imagine if there was a villain on the beach for her to fight. Like, I feel like her powers would just be so useful in that situation. Like, to be able to jump around through the sand and shit. Like,
yeah, but jumping on sand's hard. Like, it's like when your feet sink in, you just can't jump as high.
bro, you're just supposed to go with it, man.
Nah,
Exactly.
man. Nah, if it was in the water.
Okay, and
Yeah.
yeah, so if they're
you
fighting
see
in the water, she'd be very useful for
I
that.
think she'd be very buoyant.
And then
I think she'd float really well.
no word, yeah, nah, she could, yeah, absolutely.
Oh my God.
You got built-in floaties, my guy.
Oh,
Bro, that's actually a
fantastic.
good question though. Like, I don't even know if I want to go into that. The floaty, like if certain females can float good in the water.
They need to make a water like a sea retrieval team just based off that.
Okay, guys, this is why we need a Patreon. This is the type of content you could get on Patreon.
Yup.
I don't know if this is YouTube for YouTube, but
And we haven't said anything out of the ordinary yet.
nah, word. Like we're just
Besides Omar straight up, I would pipe her.
I mean, shit. You know, I gotta keep it straight. Gotta keep it a
Oh, my
buck 50 with you.
yeah, bro.
All right, so after your
Anyways.
favorite character, what else?
We
Yeah,
had
bro.
the
So
two more questions. I think the two questions you asked me, River.
yeah, we were talking about the vestiges a little bit more, but then
Oh yeah.
I mean, we didn't go into that super in detail. So basically, I
No.
would just ask him like what his favorite moment from the season was. I want to hear your thoughts as well.
Favorite moment this season?
Yeah, he said he was talking about Shigaraki when he removed the hands and shit.
He did go off on there. I'm trying to remember. Not gonna lie, I might have to go with that too.
Wow, couldn't be different.
Oh, if you want me to go different, okay. Let's see here. How Bakugo during the joint arc
Oh yeah, that was actually really
1A1B.
cool.
when he went off. Like that dude went off.
I do actually. I remember that now. He actually did. He went nutty.
He went stupid.
He went full on.
It was interesting how they gave him that moment where like it didn't completely negate how his character is, but he's like, I'll protect all of you, and it was just like, or like, I'll have your back. Like that was cool.
Nah, literally, like that development that he had in that moment
Yeah,
was crazy.
Or like
because
they
it didn't
also
completely
like,
shatter
what?
his character because he was still trying to be like he was still like the center of everything, but it was in a way that he was protecting everybody.
Yeah, and I found it very interesting, like how Deku was like able to do a similar thing, like because they're so OP, like even in the class, like no one can really compete with like Bakugo, Deku, Todoroki. They're just the top of the top.
Yeah,
and just seeing how they were interacting with their teammates and basically carrying the whole load. I found that to be that was dope to me. And like made me think of like how it is in like soccer, for example. You have a really good player like Messi or something just carrying the team, putting the team on his back. Or like me, putting the team.
No,
Relax. No, well, that game in summer league.
1 out of like 50.
Okay, but I've done it. That's not the only time. That was just the best time.
Okay, River.
This
Whatever. Now, if you want to talk about my defense in the past, that one I was goated.
I don't think y'all can see this, but this man is wilder right now.
I can't see anything. I hear John Cena, so.
I hear John Cena occasionally.
So what else did I miss?
Can River hear us?
You already know how it's gonna go. The podcast just got interrupted. Special program coming at you live from the 105. The blonde Ichiban is now in charge for 30 to 40 seconds. Because that's how much we're paying for this sponsorship. In order to continue, please enter 25 more cents. Anyways, today's special, as always, H2O. Drink that shit. John Cena does. And where's he?
Can't see him.
Yeah, we really don't know.
Oh shit, I can't drop that. It's expensive. Fuck you, River.
Fuck you, River.
Oh my god, fantastic.
Your boy's out.
Alright, that was a good ad. That was actually a pretty good ad.
I'm sold.
I'm gonna have to go drink some water. For 25 cents though? Actually, that's not bad now that I think about it.
Yeah, I mean, you get water bottles for $1. But now you get four for $1.
Yeah.
Now you're not thirsty for real.
True.
Testing.
What's up?
Yeah,
that was definitely interesting.
This man.
I'm getting the pictures of it happening now. Like
exactly.
that's how late I'm seeing this happen. I'm seeing this play out now. I just see you standing behind him right now, just like, what the fuck?
Nah, bro, because he like set the mic down and like fell.
Oh my god.
Fucking
well.
He told me he was gonna do that shit earlier too. I didn't think he was actually gonna do some shit like that.
Back to Omar, I guess.
Yeah, where do we leave off, Omar?
Well, we just finished our discussion of the favorite part of the season.
Okay. So you had already finished that up, right? So for me personally, he did already say the Shigaraki part. I mean, I would say his backstory, because I really liked his backstory a lot. That whole episode, the first one, was just awesome. I love that. The whole thing. Like, not the killing and shit. I ain't a psycho, but, I found it cool. Besides that, I really like Twice's backstory. That episode, the Sad Man Parade episode, I guess I'll go with that, just because he took Shigaraki already to be different. I'll go with Twice's episode. That was really cool. I really liked that a lot. Like, Twice's character is really dope. Like, seeing him overcome, like, everything that he's been through. Like, imagine you being put through that. That's crazy. Like, how would you even...
different. I just wouldn't be put through that.
That's crazy. What do you mean?
As in, I would do something else.
Okay, so if you had the ability to clone yourself, you wouldn't use it?
What? Well, I'm definitely gonna be like Naruto with the Shadow Clone and Jutsu shit.
Okay.
I'll just get a shit ton of jobs. And then like come back fucking bank.
But the thing is with that quirk specifically, like, I understand how you compare it to Naruto, but Naruto had control over his clones. Like, with Twice, they almost all have their own, like, personality due to his, like, psychological trauma.
Yeah.
This is where you got to think strong too. You're like, you gotta have a what's the thing I'm trying to think of?
Bruh, and he didn't even know he was the world in the one, bro. That's crazy. You know he was the real one.
Yeah.
Then you just gotta know you're the real one. You gotta make the other ones like no, and then you can be content with each other. So then like you could be like after that, you'd be like, all right, you good for the day, and then they gone. Then they're gone.
I don't
And
know,
then-
man. I don't think it really worked because, at my mind, like I wouldn't like just thinking of myself if I was a clone, because obviously it's gonna be the same person that you are, basically. So I wouldn't fuck with that shit. I want to be the main guy. So like, I don't think I would listen to the main guy, you know, telling me to do this and this. I'd be like, I don't want to do that shit. What the fuck is wrong? Who do you think you are? I'm me. Like, so I feel like that. I don't know, bro. I feel like that's what would happen.
I understand that and all, but like this is when I said I'm just different. All right,
This man said he
that's
built
where that
different.
comes in.
Man, I want to say he's built different.
Hell yeah, I have.
Like, imagine if you make multiple. How you gonna? Because obviously you're gonna be stronger, at least to an extent, probably. Because they're at least gonna be able to die quicker. But like, first of all, imagine having to fight yourself. That's gonna be crazy. Second of all, imagine if you had to kill yourself. Like, that's gonna fuck your head up, like it did with his. So
Nah, there's plenty of anime I've seen where you can figure out what's what, so you'll be good.
bro, and it was like blood too. Like it wasn't just like, oh, the shadow clones. They just pop. Like they had blood as well. Cause I remember he was all bloody and shit afterward. Like it's just a lot like more traumatical, especially given his previous issues. So like,
Well, that's when you
pretty
gotta
crazy.
that's when you gotta have the I don't give a fuck attitude.
Okay, Omar.
Yeah, but you have to take that to like the extreme.
I'll go.
You know what I mean?
Shout out Wayne.
Oh my god, that's all we heard during that fucking vacation.
My goodness. Yeah, Dylan, bro, we went on this vacation, man. And all they kept saying was, "I don't give a fuck." Just really loud, like all the time. Like one person said that, and just everyone just started saying this shit.
Sounds like a lit vacation.
I mean, it was pretty lit. I ain't gonna lie.
Haha, we met Beckham.
Oh, we did meet Beckham, bro. Fuck.
Shit was so insane.
You know who that is, Dylan?
No.
David Beckham.
Now I know the name is familiar, but I don't know like exactly who you're talking about. I've heard the
so
name before.
he was a pro soccer player before, and he's retired now, but he's pretty famous for doing
He's
a
a
number
model
of things.
too.
Yeah,
Gotcha. Makes sense as to why I've heard the name.
he's basically like a slightly less good Ronaldo, and he does more business stuff.
Gotcha.
He's still really good though. Don't get me wrong. He's just Ronaldo.
Yeah.
He's just not as good as Ronaldo.
True.
But anyway, going away from that. Okay, so give me like a few or just some sort of prediction that you have moving forward with this show. Want to hear what you guys got?
Omar, I'll let you go ahead and go first.
Shit. So are we talking about like during the war?
It can be, or just even past that, like anything, really.
All right. Well, for one, I think some people might get injured or die, or maybe even like not use their quirk anymore. Or maybe like in a sense that the country might split in two.
Ah, that's a good one.
Because like you could think like people like half the country goes to this side, half the country goes to that side, and they establish as like two different states.
Okay. It's like a civil war, basically.
Yeah, like a civil war.
Interesting.
And I feel like some people most definitely are gonna have to do some dirty work, like really do some dirty work. Like you won't know who it is until like way later.
Gotcha. Yeah, I'm with you on that. I could definitely see that happening. Is that all you got?
that's all I could think of right now. I'll probably say
Okay.
something later if I think of something.
All right, what about you, Dylan?
So just from thinking like right now, so one of the big things that have come to mind for me, and I haven't read the manga, so this is all just coming off of like anime and just like what like I think could be a possibility. I have no idea if this is actually in the manga. I may be completely wrong, but I think because what's go like the big thing that we one of the things we mentioned earlier is that like they're basically training these students to fight in a war. And so I think that at least one character from class 1A or 2A is going to die, and it's going to light some sort of fire underneath the entire class's ass. And they're going to it's going to make a bunch of new quirk developments because they'll all be fueled by like revenge almost. So that's like one of the main things that I've been thinking about might happen. Oh, one of the other things that we didn't touch on that because it was like one episode, I think. But one of the predictions I have is that remember Purple Portal Guy?
Ah, that's right. Yeah.
I think Aizawa and Killer Mike, or I forget if that's the microphone guy's name.
Something
But
like
I'm
that.
pretty sure. Yeah, I'm pretty sure they're going to be able to bring him back to who he used to be, and then they'll have that ability on their own. They're on their side because they got close
Oh
to doing.
man, you made me think that I because I remember hearing them two saying some shit like they're gonna figure out who did it and all that stuff. I feel like they might go solo for a while, like them two joining
Yeah,
up.
That's true. That could
that'd
be a
be
really
cool.
good arc.
That'd be an interesting one because we really haven't seen like Killer Mike and or whatever his name is in true action.
And Aizawa, for that matter, like in his own. Because really, when we've seen him in action, it hasn't been in battle as much, like real battle. It's more of like in the training shit. At least from what I remember. I don't know if I'm wrong or not.
I don't remember anything like that either. Mostly from training and stuff.
I think there was a couple times, like when the villains and what invaded, for example, but it wasn't super intense or anything. Like he didn't have to like do crazy shit. So that'd be cool. Is that pretty much all you had, or did you have anything else?
I mean, that's kind of that was how I felt about like when it comes to possible character deaths. I think like in general, I don't have any like major predictions that come to mind. I definitely, yeah, I really don't have anything that's like I think this might happen. Like I know a lot of shit's gonna come from the Liberation War. That's all I can say for sure. I know is a lot of stuff. Like I feel like a lot of stuff is gonna change that we're not expecting, as a lot of animes do. But I don't know. That's all I can really contribute to that. Like I don't really have any crazy predictions.
Okay. As for me, like I had mentioned earlier, maybe Endeavor dying, maybe All Might dying. I could definitely see that at some point.
All Might's already dying.
Honestly, yeah, I'm gonna lock that in. I feel like he's gonna die like maybe not in the war, but maybe like in the arc afterward, and it's gonna cause a lot of development in Deku.
You said All Might?
Yeah, All Might.
I was thinking that too, but I didn't want to say because I didn't know for sure if anybody else thought that. But I was literally like, because it popped in my head because in the episode I watched, whenever he was talking, it's like you're starting to see more blood come from him whenever he like speaks or something from his mouth.
Yeah, and I definitely feel like Deku in particular is going to be somewhat swayed by the League of Villains at some point, just because the way they act is somewhat similar to like the way he seems to think, like in terms of the camaraderie and shit like that, the friendship and all that, or a lot of the UA students, honestly. So I feel like that's definitely going to come up at some point, because they can't. I doubt, considering he went so in depth on the villains, they're just gonna gloss over that. Like I doubt it's just gonna be a fight straight to the death. Like there's gonna be a lot more intricacies. There's gonna be a lot more complicated than that.
Yeah, I think it'd be interesting if, like, since you bring up a good point, how the way they think is kind of similar to Deku. If Shigaraki, he doesn't have to be killed, but if he was taken out of the picture somehow, how like the other followers of his, like Tomura, or I forget what her name is again. People like Toga.
Oh, totally. Yeah.
Like they, like, you got to think of how their personality might switch to where they would be able to get along with Class 1A and stuff like that.
Yeah,
with
especially because
Shigaraki not in the picture.
she already has a infatuation with
Big
Deku,
boy crush on Deku.
Yeah. Or some weird shit like that. I don't know if I
Yeah.
call it. I don't know what the fuck to call that. But
True.
yeah, I agree. I think also, like, low-key, I think Shigaraki might kill All for One. I can see that.
Oh yeah, because he's been like, especially with Makia being like, he's just like finally accepting him as the successor. I think that would be crazy if, because like the way that it's looking is looking like the scientist might make it to where Shigaraki can hold multiple quirks, because he's trying to make him like a Nomu, which is
Yeah,
what
they did
Nomus
say
can
that.
kind of do. And he's like making him the next up All for One. So it would make sense if Shigaraki would kill All for One and then
Especially
be the new main villain.
if he finds out that, like, he's been using him or something like that.
Yeah.
But in terms of either way, like, he could also kill All Might, or Deku could also kill All for One. So I feel like that could be something that happens to where they might get closer to an extent, like, to where they can maybe, like, you know, come to some sort of resolution. And then one of them ends up killing the other's mentor or some shit, and then just fucks up everything, and then we're like back to square one or something like that. I don't know.
I get you.
And then also I wanted to say, I feel like the science is going to be very important moving forward, because Hawks emphasized that, oh, there's someone behind the scenes. He said that multiple times.
Yeah.
The scientist is really going to be doing some shit. I don't know
for sure.
what they're going to have him do now, because like he already did all the no moves and shit like that. I don't know what else they got in store, but he's definitely going to be very important. That's pretty much all I got in terms of predictions, at least for now. I'm really looking forward to the next season for sure. I feel like it's going to be epic.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, especially from what the manga readers are saying, like, it's going to be some heat. So looking forward to it. Of course, I will say this. The manga readers did hype up the My Villain Academia arc, and the anime didn't quite live up to that hype, unfortunately. Even though it was good, it was supposed to be like one of the greatest arcs, like, or at least in the, like, one of the best arcs. So I don't know if it was quite that, even though I enjoyed it considerably. It kind of not hit my expectations, but I'm hoping moving forward it will. So yeah, we'll see. Hopefully they do a good job. Yeah, I think that's pretty much all we have to wrap up for now. So if you guys had any final thoughts you wanted to mention.
Personally, I don't have much else. I think we covered a lot.
As do I.
Sweet. Well, yeah, guys, make sure if you enjoy to leave a like. We really appreciate it. You know, YouTubers always say that, but it actually really fucking helps. Even though I don't know if we consider us YouTubers, you know, we're podcasters, not YouTubers, but just leave a like on the video regardless. I don't really give a fuck. Just leave a like or you're a bitch. So basically that's how it is.
Got him.
And then make sure to subscribe, you know, for more anime podcast content. We'll give you more of this quality content. Shout out Mariko. And then links to the streaming platforms in the description. Follow on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, all that shit. Go check us out there if you want. Also, I may be starting another YouTube channel, so I may link that in the description if y'all want to check that out. I already made a video. It's about Sakura being trash, so be on the lookout. Just had to plug that real quick for the one time.
Hell yeah.
That's about all. So thank you guys for watching. We love you guys. Blow out. Peace.
Peace.
See ya.